Greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. As usual, we will get a rune, a tarot card from the runic tarot deck, and another rune of clarity for each position in your rune reading here this week. At the end, as usual, an oracle card. This week we are using the Soul's Journey Oracle deck, our favorite here, one of our favorites here on the channel. So stay tuned for that, Gemini. All right, for your energetic past here is Othala. This is that stability again when the lines are going like that at the bottom. It's calling into regards blessings or challenges, regardless, either way you look at it, of, again, that stability. Those lines mean the stability of where you're building your structure, right? Your foundation, your legacy. What are you leaving lasting? What do you want to be known as? What's healthy and long lasting? What's transitory and what's perpetual in your life? If you don't know what those words are, please look them up. Transitory, perpetual. What's long lasting and healthy versus what's not long lasting? Maybe not so healthy, right? And even what's long lasting may not be healthy, right? So again, just because it is long lasting doesn't mean it's something good. Just because something's short term as well does not mean that it's inherently bad either. But we do like to look at aspects of this when Othala comes up. This is about your legacy and inheritance. You could have received an inheritance. You could be thinking about your legacy, what you're leaving behind, what are you building yours off of. Maybe you're rebuilding yours, blessed or challenged with aspects of your legacy work here in your recent past. So take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. Knight of Swords probably came to test that. Yeah, probably came to test that foundation here for you. Make sure that you're responsive, not reactive throughout this. But that Knight of Swords is kind of like that plowing ahead, thinking that you are very sure-footed, that you do have that really stable thing behind you, and you can charge forward kind of a little recklessly at times, right? And just know that you can wield that sword expertly and just kind of charge ahead. But this is also aspects of needs, constraints, limitations with all these. So making sure that those are still balanced. Like you might have wanted to steam ahead, but maybe you've had, life happens. Now these, now this. You're going down your path, and now this log blocks your path before you could transmute it and continue down your path. So up to you to address it, which happens to deal with your legacy. Can't just go steaming through it with that Knight of Swords energy, although you might be able to, but just because you can doesn't mean you should all the time. So definitely check in with that. But in your energetic now here, Gemini, is us needing to be thorough, divinely guided, and very grounded energy with this rune that's often translated as the thorn or the giant, but I translate it as the hammer. The hammer can build, it can destroy, or it can protect, like Mjolnir, like Thor's hammer. This is need to be thorough, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. So this is not necessarily your influence position, but this is just your energetic now. Thorough energy. So you could be like this Knight of Swords, like being very thorough, like charged forward into this passionate drive of this feeling the need to address your legacy work. Making sure that this isn't reactive energy though, okay, Gemini? Just make sure this is divinely guided and grounded energy. This is clarified with Two of Pentacles reversed. Interesting, yeah. Needing to really be grounded, probably not rely on others so much, but definitely needing to check in with how you are with your presence with others and divine flow. I think maybe you kind of surrendered into that Knight of Swords energy a bit too much, and you might be kind of like needing to reel back in that kind of energy right now, looks like. Question mark? I don't know. This is what it's looking like right now, Gemini out there. It's a mystery. Yeah, Pertho, the Gambler's Cup, clarifying it here, the uncovering mysteries of initiations. This is new territory for you. So this is kind of wrapped up into your new sense of your legacy. It's been like an energetic leap. It's been like an initiation process for you. So yeah, you are going to need to constantly make adjustments and constantly be thorough with your energies and constantly be checking in with yourself, right? Because you've never been here before. Not in this energetic state anyway, Gemini. You know that. You're always changing like that though. In your near future, this is Wunjo. This is the client flag of success after trial, of those energies that you feel with that success after trial, right? All the bliss, all the happiness, all the celebration, all the happiness, all the joy, all the feeling of that bliss and happiness, euphoric kind of happy, joy energy. Client flag planted at top of the hill and success. This is beautiful. So this is clarified with the Knight of Wands. So you go from Knight of Swords to Knight of Wands after this little bit of energy. This might maybe like a hiccup, like energetic check-in. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's go. And with this happy energy, you're like blazing with this kind of sense of, gosh, I'm almost getting Sawilo, like the sun energy here. Let's see what we get for the Rune of Clarity. All right, so divine gifts. Okay. So stepping into like your divine gifts of, well, not even just divine gifts either. This is divine downloads, prophetic dream work. Anzus is the Rune of communication. Your balanced communication with Knight of Wands here, it looks like you're building and you're communicating your joy, you're sharing your joy, you're building more of that joy, Knight of Wands energy. Checking in with that balanced communication, listening to divine guidance, those divine signs that are always going to be changing and always open to us, right? Could be spirit animals, spirit numbers, prophetic dream work, deja vu, any one of your clairs, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. There's like over 6 clairs, right? Any one of those could be increased through meditation, through dreams, premonitions, things like that. But this is like that heightened sense of being able to manifest your joy and with divine communication through that divine downloads and communication that way. I don't really think this is more interpersonal. I think this is more like your connection with divine and how you are moving with your personal energies. And maybe how you're showing up for your clan. Because you do have this Knight of Swords and you get checked right now by the Two of Pentacles reverse. So maybe like a little hiccup with presence. And that's it. And like checking in and like, oh, okay, you go from Knight of Swords to Knight of Wands, which is still rapid energy, but now it's like trailblazing, which is super cool. Influenced by Dagas, clarity, transmutation, changes, the dichotomy of the information. You're being the master of the balance of the fulcrum here, and all of these energies. So, yeah, kind of like the Temperance card in Tarot, this is like transmutation, like clarity, like night into day. Dagas means day or dawn, right? This is the dawning. Not necessarily like a revealing of information, but it's like a dawning of it, like that sort of a kind of a clarity, like, yeah. that kind of influence energy. This is Eight of Swords, thinking maybe defeatist almost, but kind of like realizing you do have like that one step and you can step outside of that circle of swords. You do have a way out of that circle of swords. Like it just seems like you're surrounded, but you are having that clarity of maybe like, okay, maybe you got yourself into a situation and you need to step out, which is that maybe that hiccup, and then you like checking yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of thing. Let's see what your rune of clarity here is, Gemini. This is interesting. Dagas here. Yeah, changes. You're like bent on this whole change aspect, Gemini. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Dagas, Eight of Swords. What the heck? Yeah, fix this. Let's see what we got to do to fix this now. You're like really wanting to change. Okay, go within for the clarity. Yeah. Gemini, I know it really stinks to always hear this, but be patient. Be still, go within. The ice freezing over the deep lake of Isa here is letting that ice freeze. And going within for that emotional clarity, reflecting and going within, right? And solidifying and staying true to your divinely guided path. Not being too rigid, but not being rigid in the sense where you are being stubborn, right? But being rigid in the sense to where you are being on your straight and narrow path. Definitely going with, oh my gosh, yeah, Four of Swords here, driving the point home here. Yeah, go within, rest, recharge, go within for that clarity. Okay, Gemini. Yeah, that's your advice. Kind of, you have Daga's energy here right there. So you're influenced by that. Maybe this is like you needing to actually cocoon a little bit right now. Kind of like go within, recharge. Everybody needs to like be able to put up our boundaries and go within to recharge, right? This is definitely calling you to rest, like honor the conclusion of what happened, but don't beat yourself up over it either. You can pick up the pieces, recharge, and move on, right? Let's see what that rune of clarity is. Yeah, nurture into your new beginning. You know you're changing here, Gemini. You know you're going into this. You know you are. And you're really anxious for it. And you're really trying to change you're trying to control the outcome is what you're doing. And you're kind of being called out energetically and divine saying, no, look, this pace. So take a breather, go within, recharge, rest. Nurture this new beginning. Berkana, the birch goddess's rune here. Nurture this new beginning of you. What do you have in your outcome? Yeah. Plainly put there, Gemini. Lessons learned. Cycles, endings making beginnings, beginnings making endings. And simultaneously, Gera means year. This is also the rune of the harvest. This is the liminal space in between cycles where we learn and apply the lessons into the new cycle. Yeah. Gera, yeah, you learned your lessons here, Gemini. And this is very much like what you sow is what you reap, kind of. Like, yeah, you're like nodding your head. I can feel you energetically like nodding your head like, yeah, I know. Look what you're moving into, though. All right, you're going from this probably challenge with Knight of Swords, Othala, and all these here. You're moving into Ansus, Wunjo, Knight of Wands here. And all that you got to do is Four of Swords, Isa, Berkana, right now. And you get your lessons learned, your recognition of the cycles, you're closing off the new one and stepping into the closing off the old one and stepping into the new one simultaneously. Not enough space on this setup, y'all. My apologies. Burying the cards here. Clarified with the lovers here at the end. Lovers at the end. So, this is beautiful. The lovers card, this is beautiful reciprocative energy. Give and take. I think that you're receiving this energy lovingly, these lessons learned lovingly. This isn't going to be a bad thing, right? That you're probably going to have a reciprocative energy show up for you or show up with you in this transitional moment. But this is that balance of that reciprocative energy, that divine give and take. Cycles, give and take, cycles. Balancing your energies a bit more here, Gemini. Like your energetic investments is what I'm feeling here. Rune of clarity. Yeah. You're gonna get to chill, dude. Sorry to give it to you like that, Gemini, but yeah, you're gonna get to chill. Isa, Rune of ice. You're going to get to appreciate that pause in between with this lover's energy and feel that wonderful, reciprocative, blissful energy, that clarity within. You get to move. All you got to do is slow down, Gemini, and breathe, nurture, and just be ready for this beautiful new beginning. Just ready for the signs. Receive them joyfully, right? And you're going to have that Knight of Wands energy with it to manifest the heck out of that in the near future. But your outcome here is beautiful, nice, calm, relaxing, liminal space in between kind of the energies, which is kind of a nice place to be. It's like taking a nice deep breath in between singing very long notes. Feels pretty good to take that breath of fresh air. Take a nice, deep, long breath. All right, card of clarity for Gemini. Soul's Journey Oracle deck. Let me know in the comments below, Gemini, how this all resonates here for you. These are messages straight from Spirit, straight from Source, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. Divine, please show us clearly. What message of clarity does Gemini need to hear for this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading? Please show us clearly what message of clarity does Gemini need to hear for this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading? Okay, can I have one card, please? One card. I think we got 4 there. Two and two. Divine, please show us one card of clarity. Thank you. This is the card of empathy, and at the bottom it says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. It looks like you are. Gemini, you're kind of tapping into your dualistic nature here a bit too. You got double dagas here influencing you. Yeah, reading more about this. Let's go on. I can find the card again at the bottom. It says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Now, Gemini, you don't truly understand others' motivations if you haven't lived their lives and seen the world through their eyes. It's so easy to judge another's behavior matched up against your own and label it as right or wrong. But you're missing the important part of the equation, and that's the other person's history and their personal path. We're all sparks of divine, Gemini, with a purpose here and in the physical dimension, and we can all exert our free will. Some of us have lost our way along the path of love. Looks like you gained that path back, though. You're kind of getting your way back to the path of love there. And it's a human reaction to judge others before examining their journey through their eyes with compassion. Gemini, your job is not to judge, your job is to love and understand. That's all you do. Show up, love, be there, just be there, hold this space, and understand. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.